Do you have a plan for your career? What should one do to get ahead in their career? Look at the list of tips and choose the 4 most important ones. Then explain why you think they will help. Well, I think some of the tips really make sense. For example, when you change companies often, you get access to a variety of new experience and new knowledge. The change in work environment really suits some people who get bored easily, though it's not a good idea to change workplaces too often, as you always have to start everything over as well as enjoy the starting salary. Secondly, using charm with superior is certainly not in my consideration for moral and ethical beliefs. Anyway, I am not the kind of person who has an advantage in terms of the looking. Next, attending meetings is important. I can be so sure. However, it could be a waste of time to attend all the meetings as some might not be suitable for you. And how can you attend all if several meetings take place at the same time? Prioritize the most important ones and get prepared for them. That's more sensible. Fourthly, company social functions are events that gather a large number of participants, the employees, the managers, customers, partners, suppliers, and so on. So these are the opportunities to look for business contacts and build industry relationships. So make sure you arrange to attend such events regularly. 5. It is not easy to stay energetic and enthusiastic at all times, but try to be professional. If you are found to be bored or unenthusiastic for even one moment, your promotion prospect may suffer. 6. Being hardworking is vital, but in my perspective, being the last to leave work doesn't mean that you are working efficiently, and in business, efficiency and productivity is more important, so try and improve your productivity instead. 7. An experienced person knows much about success and failure, and they have a good advice to give. You will save a lot of time learning from an experienced colleague or manager. Number 8 depends on your short-term and long-term career plan. But in most countries, qualifications are evidence of knowledge and capabilities. So rather than wasting your time, it would be a good idea to learn something new and get extra qualifications. They may pay you someday. Those are the tips for career improvement. Now, let's learn some structures with career. On the screen are the phrases with career. Could you read and match the terms with the meanings on the right? So, what does career move mean? Yes, it is something you do in order to progress in your job. Bước tiến nghề nghiệp or bước tiến sự nghiệp, career move. What about career break? It refers to the period of time away from your job to, for example, look after your children. Career break có thể hiểu là quãng nghỉ giữa sự nghiệp, một cái thời kỳ gián đoạn sự nghiệp. A career plan consists of ideas you have for your future career. Vậy career plan, kế hoạch cho sự nghiệp. And career opportunities are chances to start or improve your career, cơ hội nghề nghiệp. Now, let's practice the phrases with the next activity. You have 5 minutes to translate the sentences into English. Be sure to use the phrases that we have just learned. Now let's take a look at the suggested translation and compare with yours. Now let's listen to a suggested translation. Đừng làm phiền tôi đang không làm việc. Nhân viên văn phòng làm gì trong ngày? Thì tất nhiên là họ làm việc rồi, nhưng họ cũng dành thời gian cho những việc khác nữa. Một báo cáo mới đây cho thấy nhân viên văn phòng ở Anh dành khoảng 1 tiếng rưỡi mỗi ngày cho công việc riêng của họ. Họ dành 54 phút để tán gẫu, 16 phút để bông đùa với nhau, 9 phút để gửi email cho bạn bè và gia đình và 3 phút để mua sắm trực tuyến. Lướt net trong giờ làm việc vì những lý do cá nhân là việc rất thường gặp ở châu Âu. Gần một nửa số công nhân ở Ý, Anh và Đức thú nhận có truy cập vào các trang web du lịch và tài chính trong giờ làm việc. Ở Ý, 4 trong 10 nhân viên văn phòng đùa cợt với nhau tại nơi làm việc và 1/3 số nhân viên gửi và đọc tin nhắn điện thoại trong giờ làm việc. Cũng không có gì ngạc nhiên khi giới chủ không hài lòng với tình trạng làm việc riêng trong giờ như thế này. Nhiều công ty sử dụng các bộ lọc để ngăn cản nhân viên lướt mạng và thậm chí tắt cả máy pha cà phê để ngăn việc tán gẫu. Ở Milan, một nhân viên thường xuyên truy cập những trang web không phục vụ công việc đã bị đình chỉ 10 ngày. Nhưng liệu việc ngăn cấm nhân viên giao tiếp và lướt net có phải là giải pháp tốt nhất không? Suy cho cùng, bạn không ngừng suy nghĩ về công việc khi bạn về nhà và cuộc sống riêng của bạn cũng không dừng lại khi bạn đi làm. Một nghiên cứu về những người chủ tốt nhất ở Anh cho thấy việc cười đùa với đồng nghiệp, giao tiếp xã hội và vui vẻ tạo ra một nơi làm việc mà trong đó nhân viên làm việc chăm chỉ nhất. Một công ty khác có phòng chơi game và TV vệ tinh. Dường như chỉ những nhân viên hào hứng thì mới toàn tâm toàn ý với công việc được. How about you? Are you an office worker? Could you tell what a secretary does? Now, let's move on to the next part of the lesson and discover the responsibilities of a secretary, won't we? Now read and try to remember the information about Kincaid's work. Now read the second part of the text. And now let's see how much you remember about his job. Could you answer my questions? Question 1. What are his responsibilities? Yes, he is in charge of the day-to-day running of the office, responsible for keeping his boss' appointment diary up to date. He answers the phone and deals with inquiries from customers. Inquiries là những cái email hoặc là những cái cuộc gọi để xin thông tin, truy tìm thông tin. Well, when we talk about job responsibilities, the most common way is to use the structures like be in charge of something or to be responsible for doing something. We can also use the verb phrase deal with something, which means xử lý or giải quyết vấn đề gì. Now, question 2. What is a typical day for him? In the morning, he opens, sorts, and distributes the mail. During the day, he types letters and answers the phone. He also sends and receives emails and faxes. He does a lot of administrative work. Các cái công việc hành chính, administrative work. He takes care of the filing and keeps records of expenditures such as travel or purchases. Expenditure, những cái loại chi phí như là travel or purchases. And at the end of the day, he prepares the outgoing mail. To talk about responsibilities, we can always use the verb in the present tense like opens the mail. And the last question, what happens when there are visitors? He goes and meets them at the reception, tells them about the company, and looks after them. Do you remember the verbs that we used in the text to talk about a secretary's job? Could you list all of the verbs? If you are faced with some difficulties, let the next slide help you. So these are the words and phrases which are often used to describe a secretary's job.